So West Indies bowled out for 121, Steve Harmison. We came here talking about one man, Jimmy Anderson, and we're going to be walking away talking about another man, Gus Atkinson. On debut, he came this close from beating Dominic Cork's record for best debut figures, 7 for 45. What impressed you about the way he went about his business today?
Under the radar, which was great. I'm pleased for Gus. Got his cap, along with Jamie Smith, but it wasn't the pressurised situation because Anderson took the pressure because obviously it was his last game. He hit the deck hard, and that was the beauty about it. England talk about pace. They want to try and create a bowling attack with pace in it. And I thought Atkinson epitomises why they're trying to do that, because when Anderson and Wokes were bowling on a slowish surface, it wasn't a great deal happening because it wasn't really swinging. And the beauty about, for me, with Gus is he ran up from the pavilion end. He used the slope very, very well to left and right-handers. He tried to swing it a little bit, realised it wasn't swinging, went to sort of more wobble seam, cross seam, tried to utilise the surface by hitting the deck hard. Something like Glenn McGrath comes here. He hits the deck hard, top of the stumps, and basically says, I'm going to test your technique. Well, for me, that's what Gus Atkinson's done for most of that day, and that's why he's got a 7-wicket haul on debut.
Well, we were joined in our commentary box here at Lord's by George DeBell from The Cricketer. This was when Gus had taken 5 or 6 of his 7, and he said, well, he's almost guaranteed himself a place to Australia at the end of next year. Now, he was being, slightly, wasn't being completely, that's not exactly what he was meant, but essentially England want to have a team of 5 or 6 gun bowlers to take to Australia so they can rotate, so they can make sure that even if 1 or 2 gets injured, they've got enough. And first look of Gus Atkinson as a test player suggests England have made the right call by bringing him into the side.
Well, they made the right call by playing him. And they made the right, they've talked about the right call of tapping Jimmy Anderson on the shoulder. And this is why they wanted to do it. So to make sure that the likes of Gus Atkinson, your likes of Josh Tongue, John Turner potentially in the future, Bryden Carse potentially in the future, to go with the likes of Mark Wood and Jofra Archer, who's more established of your quick bowlers. This is what Rob Key and Brendan McCullum, Ben Stokes, this is what they wanted. They wanted to utilise what the bowling units or bowling stocks they could have. Bear in mind, Gus Atkinson went to India and didn't bowl, so they had to have a look at him. And what he's done is he's bowled nicely. Will he be on the plane to Australia? It's a long way away. But the beauty about it is England see him as potentially an overseas bowler, bowling on a surface which hasn't got a great deal in it. This is a slow pitch, and when you've got somebody that can hit 88 to 90 mile an hour and bowl with the accuracy like what Gus Atkinson's done there, and the aggression into length that he's done, first signs very, very good.
And youth as well. He's not a young man. He's no Jamal, but at 26, he's the only 20-something bowler England have got out there today. Yeah,
you talk about his age. He's not young because he's 26-year-old. He's young in overs. And he's young in overs. When you talk to Gareth Batty, who works a lot for us, who's coach at Surrey, bowling back-to-back 4-day games, bowling sort of back-to-back spells. Let's see what he's like further down the line on a flatter surface when he doesn't get a wicket in his first over or his first spell. And then you see the sort of mentality of the bowler. But that's for further down the line. Don't take anything away from what the boy's done now. There are still loads and loads of question marks going forward. But as the start comes, very, very, very impressive.
Catches win matches. The catching today from England has been flawless, and England have been sharp.
England have been sharp, and that's the beauty about it. They've been sharp. Ben Stokes came out in press conference, said at the start of the summer, we want to be at it, we want to be right on top of our game. And I think in the field, England have potentially been sloppy in recent past, the last couple of tours, especially in the heat. But what they have done in this game is, first chance they got, they took it. And when you catch your first one early in the game, which they did do, then the next one comes, they grab it, the next one comes, the feel-good factor inside the huddle, and the 3 or 4 catches. Zach Crawley's knocked him off his feet. Harry Brooks was an unbelievable catch low down, going against the slope, and the one of Ollie Pope, the velocity that come, wow. You could see he fields in close anywhere, but that was a brilliant, brilliant catch as well.
And the crowd, they're here today, and as you'd imagine, it's a big crowd for the first test of the summer. They wanted their Jimmy Anderson moment, and they got it.
They got it, yeah. They could have had it 2 balls before when they were all having a, they were expecting that finger from Nitin Mellon to go up, but it was going down leg side. Then he just pushed it that little bit fuller. He got the ball to come back down the slope. Good change of ends to utilise the slope, and Jimmy Anderson got his wicket. He'll get another chance because obviously West Indies will bat again. So the fairy tale end and hopefully a 5 on the honours board is still there for Jimmy Anderson. But when you looked at the piece in that first innings, England, 2 older bowlers, 2 bowlers that were trying to pitch it up and swing it at late 70 mile an hour, they looked as though on this surface there wasn't a great deal for them, and that's what makes it even more special for the England bowling attack to have some pace in it. They can get a wicket on a slow surface. I really enjoyed the way Atkinson bowled.
Oh, you'll be able to hear updates on talkSPORT from myself and Steve Harmison from Lords throughout this Test match. And for more cricket content, subscribe to the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel and download the following on podcast on Acast or wherever you get your podcasts.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.